Yo, so week 1 of our 3-week One Piece break. I can't even imagine what kind of shit I'm gonna cook up in the next 2 weeks, but today we got a pretty juicy topic. It's JOYBOYS crew, or whatever you want to call his little band of misfits. I say that because we don't even know if pirating was a thing back in the day. And what inspired this video was back in last chapter, we see that the big pirate is finally powered up and that he is a sentient being and he just needs, you know, the drums of liberation to fuel up. But other than that, it seems that he has a mind of his own. And the first thing that he says when he's powered back up is that he's sorry to JOYBOY. What is he sorry for? I mean, I don't know. I'd be talking out of my ass if I was theorizing what the fuck he'd be sorry for, because clearly everybody's sorry to JOYBOY and JOYBOY's sorry to everybody. So, you know what? I don't know. It seems like everybody that we know of that was associated with JOYBOY back in the day did some kind of horrible crime. Like Zunisha, he was banished to walk the fucking 7 seas forever until somebody with the voice of all things were there to, you know, put a stop to it. Like Momo was like, yo, Zunisha, you can stop now. You can fight with me. And that kind of activated in something in Zunisha to actually do something other than just walk around forever. So clearly, back in the day, somebody with the voice of all things, which could be JOYBOY, who knows, told Zunisha to walk around forever until somebody tells him to stop. All right, now the robot. So in the last anime episode, we saw him throwing a fucking hissy fit, going on a rampage in Marriagewa 200 years ago, which is kind of weird because how was he able to do anything? At that point, there hadn't been any drums of liberation that we know of for 600 years at that point. So how was he able to do anything? Now, if I had to guess, if there wasn't like another JOYBOY in between the JOYBOY that we know from 800 years ago and Luffy, if there wasn't one 200 years ago, then I guess he was just sitting around and then somebody with the voice of all things may have gone up to him and told him, go fuck up Marriagewa with the last remaining fuel that you have. And that's what he did. I'm really talking out of my ass there because 200 years ago is a really weird time in One Piece because that's the only thing that we know of that happened in that whole century. We know of like 20, 30, 40 years ago, and we know 800 years ago, but we do not know anything in between there, which is kind of weird. So after that last little audio take there that you just heard 5 seconds ago, I took the day off or whatever because I've been pretty fucking busy and shit. I'll explain at the end of the video why. But I just dropped my fucking phone, which is what I'm recording this on, in the toilet with piss so when I go to the bathroom at night, I don't like to flush because I don't want to wake anybody up. So my piss was like super yellow and smelly and gross in there, and I dropped my phone in it and I had to grab it out, and my fucking phone smells like straight piss, and it smells, oh my god, it's the worst fucking smelling thing I've ever smelled in my life. But you know what, fuck it, I gotta do it, so I gotta get this video out somehow. But anyway, enough of all that, okay? Back into the fucking video. I want to predict some of the next few chapters, alright? You know, if you're not a huge fan of spoilers, I'd click off this video if I were you, because I'm never wrong, okay? I've never been wrong in my life about One Piece. Everything that I'm gonna say is going to happen. It's going to be 100% true. So if I were you, I'd click off. Okay, so as far as the giant robot goes, I don't think he's living to see the end of Egghead. In fact, I think the entire Egghead Island is not going to live to see the end of the story, because this is a fucking Buster Call on crack right now. So everything's going to be in smithereens by the end of this. But I do think that the robot will put up an amazing fucking fight against the Gorosei. I mean, he has some association with JOYBOY, so he's got to be pretty strong. And he's huge, as you've seen so far. You know what? Maybe I have a feeling that he's gonna actually hurt the Gorosei, like scar them, make them bleed. You know, show us that it's actually possible. Maybe he knows something that we don't. But I think overall, in this situation, the robot's fucked. He is surrounded by 5 Yonko-ish level characters we don't really know yet. He's kind of cooked. There's nothing he can do here. They all hate him. They all want him dead. They all know about him. He's just kind of cooked in this situation, and all he can do is fight and pave the way for the new JOYBOY. Which is part of the reason I think he said, I'm sorry, JOYBOY, in the first place, because since JOYBOY appears to be like a failed version of Luffy, a Luffy that didn't succeed. Now, all the robot can really do is avenge his fucking boy, the old JOYBOY, by helping out the new JOYBOY, you know, the guy who uses the same fruit, carries the same will, just helping him out so he could carry out what the old JOYBOY wanted to do in the first place. It's a respectable ass way to go out. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully we see more Joy Boy crew members in LBAF. Something tells me we most definitely will, because it seems like Joy Boy was probably a giant or a buccaneer, something like that, because everybody knows about Joy Boy in LBAF, it seems. But yeah, short little video on my phone, of course, because my computer still isn't fucking working. And I'm sorry if this video gets out pretty late, because I run a little fucking basketball league where I live, all right? You know, I'm a fucking hooper. I'm a god. I averaged 2 points a game last year. So, you know, I'm like that. So, if the videos kind of slow down a little bit, that's why. It's not because I'm fucking losing the juice for this shit. But, yeah.